Hello, welcome back. In the previous video, we saw how to define our constructor and how to initialize the value of any specific object so that any new object has its own different value for the respective field. But however, we didn't create any instance method in the players class. So in this video, we'll be looking at how to create instance method, and I will also be changing the fields, that's the attributes in our players class, to private so that it cannot be accessed outside of the class. The reason for that is that there might be some application that you want to create, and you don't want the feed of this application to be accessed and easily changed by somebody else. So you want to make this feed private. So for that, we'll change the modifier right here to private, from public to private, and same with this one, same with this one. Okay, we are done. As you can see, the attributes of this class are all now private. You can see we have two related problems. This because we are referring to the name, we are referring to the name attribute as the name variable from the main class. So if I open up my main.java, you can see we have the dot name right here, and inside of the players class, the name attribute is set to private. That's the instance variable is set to private. Now, how do we access this? The values of this variable, the values are stored in this variable without changing the access modifier, that's without changing it from private to public. So we use what is known as setters and getters. Setters and getters are instance methods of a class. So they are part of the object. They are instance method, and that means they are members of the object. As they are instance, they are used only when an instance of the class is created. So we can generate setters and getters method, but at first I want you to hard code it yourself. So for that, we'll do a public, and we'll do void, we'll set name, and then we'll say inside of this set name comes a parameter. The parameter is of type string, because our name right here is of type string, and we want to set the name. So we call to this method and passing the value of the name we want to assign to the name variable. Then we are going to write the body of the method. Just watch. So we have username, and inside of the method we say name equals to username. So right here we have changed if we call to this method using the particular object is going to change the name from the particular defined name, either in the constructor or in the constructor that comes with no parameter. So we are changing the name with this value. So we can also copy the whole of this and do Ctrl D, and for this I'll say set age, and I want to pass in user age, and change this to age. So right here we have user gender. Don't forget, for the set age, the type is of int, so we change to int, and for gender is of type gender, so we change to gender. And then right here we can say user gender, and we'll say gender. So as you can see, with this method, this instance method, we can use a player object to set the name that is stored in that particular object. Now there's also the getters aspect of it. Remember, we said public, we are dealing with setters and getters. So we say public first returns a string get name, and no parameter, just return the name, and then we can copy the whole of this just to make the typing easier. So right here we can say get age, and we return the age, and we can do get gender, to return the gender. So this is going to return int, and this is going to return a gender value. So I'll move over to my main.java class. Now, since those getters and setters are instance method of the object, they are instance method in the class, so they are part of the object. Now, to use the getter and setter method, I want to get the name of player of this variable player, the name that is stored in the object that player is referring to. For that, I will say get name, and for the other one, players.name, you can say get name also. And now when I run the program, it's going to print out the name we have for both players. That should be Johnson and Hardman, because for that should be Hardman and Johnson. Let me put it that way, because for player we use the constructor that does not take in any parameter, while for players we use the constructor that took in some parameter with Johnson as the username. So we have Hardman and Johnson on our console printed out. So that is how to make use of the getter and setters method. So we can also have other instance methods in the class that the object can use. For instance, when a new object is created, a new object of type players, it means that a player is now in the game. Let me put it that way as an example. It means that we now have a new player that is also in the game. So I will create a new method that just checks if a player is active. This new method is going to return a boolean value which is true. So we can say public boolean is active, and we'll just say return true. And then, since an object has been created of type player, we can use the players object right here to check if a player is active. So when I say player dot is active, I want to print it out to see if my player is active. So I'll do system.out.println, I'll run the program. I'm going to print the active status of my player. Okay, we have true. Now you can do so many things with your objects, and you can also define other methods, different methods you want, different functions you want that should be associated with the object. So this is basically instance variable, and this other ones are known as instance method. So that is it on getters and setters. In the next section we'll be looking at inheritance and polymorphism. So I'll catch you in the next one. And please, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, please do so. It's a way of supporting me. And also turn on the notification bell, smash that icon. And there is one thing I've been missing out all through. I bet I'll include it in the end of the video. Please, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to put it down in the comment section below. I won't hesitate to send you a reply and give you possible solutions to your questions, possible answers. So thank you, peace out, catch you in the next one.